Show couple my seat. What's happening, world?
All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday night. Y'all already know what time it is. It's your favorite podcast, Power Team. We are definitely in the building. And, y'all, we look forward to our Wednesday nights because it is time for the family reunion. And we definitely have some family reunion stuff to talk about tonight. So we're excited about it.
Absolutely.
For those of you guys, if it's your first time rocking with us, we would definitely like to introduce ourselves. I go by the name of Kesha Kesh.
Your boy got the real, Mr. Motivational. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get our talking on. We got a lot to talk about. I am hyped up.
We
Yo,
have no time to waste. Yeah, we definitely got to go ahead and get into it. So why not? And by the way, everybody chime in. I mean, this is the no judgment zone. Anything that we're talking about, feel free to voice your opinion. Share your thoughts about it. It's no judgment. It's just it's we're just sitting here chopping it up at the Power Team. We call it the family reunion. We're just kicking it. So please, share your thoughts, and we'll be more than happy to go over some of those things, put it up on a screen, and we'll discuss it when we can get to it. But let's go ahead. What shall we chime into first, Dr. Real?
no, they all juicy, so you know what I'm saying? Which one you want to take a bite on? They all juicy. We can
I'm
go
gonna
ahead
let you pick. I'm gonna
and
let you pick.
let's talk about Dave Chappelle. We was already talking about it anyway. Let's talk about Dave Chappelle and
Let's go ahead and get in on Dave Chappelle. Y'all, let's talk about it. Oh, Davy Dave.
So
Uh,
if you've been on the rock for the past
right.
24 hours, I'm pretty sure you've heard of this story already. But
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say allegedly because it's on video, so there's no allegedly in it. But I gotta say allegedly just for legal reasons. But allegedly, this gentleman ran on stage with a gun that was a knife disguised as a gun.
Right.
As Chappelle was, he's taping a Netflix special called Netflix is a joke. You know what I'm saying? It's Dave and his friends. So they, you know what I'm saying, they're all getting there together to make a nice little video for us to watch on Netflix. This fool runs on stage trying to tackle Dave Chappelle, but Dave security is like the Malcolm X Muslim slurs on the movie. When he had the glove and the finger he pointed, that's how
Yeah.
Dave was on it. If you ever watched Family Guy, you've seen Peter Griffin when he fall and he had his arm behind his back. That's how my man arm looked on that stretcher. Like they stretched him out. Even Jamie Foxx jumped in the fray, which is crazy to me. Jamie Foxx got involved with it. So it was, as me and Kesh were talking in the back, man, we too sensitive now.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact
But
that
you know what though? The crazy thing about it too, Dr. Real, I think every comedian, ever since that happened, with the situation with Will, Chris Rock, honestly, all the comedians have been putting their disclaimers out there. And I think that people are just, I don't know, the mindset of people when they feel like, is this a game? Because mostly every comedian that I've seen that's made a statement, they said, if you run your ass up on my stage, during my show,
mm-hmm.
it's on. Like it's you've now crossed into a different zone because they feel like, hey, you already know what you come into. You come into a comedy show. You know what it is. Don't let what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock make your decision thinking that's going to be you and I, because I'm going to drop these hands. That's pretty much what I've been hearing everybody else say. Like they're pretty much saying, I'm gonna put these hands on you, and I just don't know. It's not even only with that. It's like monkey see, monkey do, or people just really trying to pop their collars like they can get out here and handle somebody some type of way. And I don't get it. Now, what I don't know is what I didn't hear, because this all popped off. What did he say? Because I'm trying to compare the two. We already know, yes, it was a situation with in Will Smith's situation, something was directed towards his wife, and the truth of the matter is, yeah, she does have a medical situation, but um the guy that pulled the gun, Who is he? Like what? Do we know? Who is he?
All I found his name was I think Isaiah Hunter. I want to say,
Yeah.
28 years old, young guy. We still don't know what his reasoning was or his reason for attacking him. Uh, Again, like Dave talks a lot about the trans, the trans part of society. He talks about that a
Mm-hmm.
lot, you know. And a lot of times he says some jokes that probably touch some people the wrong way because it's just stuff is raw. I mean, I'm not making no excuse for him. You know what it is, Dave Chappell. He talk about everybody. You know, everybody catches it. And there's no strays. He shoot
Right.
everybody. When Dave came back to the mic, he said, "Was that a trans man?" So he kind of did the same joke like Chris Rock said is that Will Smith. They both were in some super bad incidents and they made a quick joke about it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, we're just too sensitive. We need to chill out, man. Like I think social media has made it to the point where we think we really know people. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a gang of Facebook friends, but a lot of people I don't know except for on here.
Right.
So we never had no true connection. So I wonder how, you know what I'm saying? I don't know that person. I know what you're telling me on Facebook. I don't know about you. I don't know if you're really 5'11" or you 5'1", you just front. I don't know. Is that even you? That I'm
I'm gonna
talking
be
to.
honest.
So,
All these different laws and all these things that's passed that's allowing us to feel like we can be froggy and jump is a part of the issue. It's I think I don't know what's happening with the mental of everybody, but I think everybody just feel like, hey, ain't nothing gonna happen. I'm defending myself. I'm defending myself. But at the same time, it's crazy. The stuff that's happening today, the reasons of everything, it's still. And I know this is off topic. The article came out the other day about the guy. I think he was 14 or 15 years old. His mother opened up his bedroom door of the room that she paid the bills in that house and asked him to stop smoking in his room. When his mother turned her back to walk out, he shot and killed her. Like that to me is the equivalent of like what is like people aren't even thinking that situation with this guy jumping up on the stage. This guy jumping up on the stage. Are you still with me, Dr. Real? Hold on. You like, wait a minute, what? You still here? Dr. Real. Dr. Real. I'm like,
I'm back. Sorry about that.
I'm like, at this point, I take everything serious. I just take it serious only because we feel so privileged to do things without anything happening to us. And then at the end of the day, when we do these things, what do we think is gonna happen? Like, you think you're just gonna get to walk around here? You done shot somebody, killed somebody, threatened somebody, walked up on a stage on somebody. Like, I don't know what the thought process is.
I don't think people care about consequences anymore.
They
I,
don't.
I think we're
That's
so into just do whatever you want to do, live your life. You remember the saying was YOLO a few years ago, and do it all, no matter what it is, do what you want, be free. You can't. The world can't live like that. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? It makes no sense that we don't value life anymore. That
we
we'll
don't.
kill you for throwing a bird at somebody on road rage, and they come around and put 6 in you. Oh, over a middle finger. I
Right.
mean, it's crazy how the value of life and people can't even see. People can't. I'm killing you for your words as a comedian. I don't know nothing else about you but what you do as your occupation, and I'm ready to kill you for it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Killing her,
It's,
they
it's
whatever.
yeah, it's sad. I mean, it makes you just I don't know, it just make you feel like you do have to walk around to protect yourself. You just don't know what the other person may be thinking. You may not know what they're dealing with. Like, do you walk around and just try to protect yourself? Do you stay in the house? Do you pick and choose where to go? I just It's different. So do you think they're going to compare? Okay, so the consequences of what we saw, we didn't see everything unfold that same night, with Will Smith when everything went down. It kind of just like slowly unfold. Um, So with this guy, how do you think it's going to be handled?
As far as what kind of time he's gonna get in prison?
Well,
He's going to prison because he has an, I think he has a felony charge. You know, what I'm saying the attempted injury with a deadly weapon. He going to prison, guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Because it could turn out real. If he'd had a gun, they would be done. You know what I'm saying? He out of here. They shouldn't even have that. But see, what's going to happen is a few knuckleheads are going to ruin the intimacy of what is comedy.
Mm-hmm.
People pay top money to sit in them front seats. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They want close. And that's a good thing and a great thing about comedy. You right there almost up in the man's face, he's performing live, or the woman performing live for you. That's dope. And we about to ruin that. You know what I'm saying? We about to really ruin that.
I really want to see the responses from everyone. I haven't been able. I know I seen some people tweeting on Twitter. I didn't get a chance to like read all the details. I don't know, like, everybody's opinion about stuff, but I really want to know, like, how does this make them feel? You are providing, for one, you at work. You providing a service. You know what I'm saying? You're providing a service. You're in a situation where they've actually promoted this thing, collected all. There's a lot of stakes, involved, and I don't think people think about that when everything is taking effect right then, live and direct at that moment. Do you know how many people you're impacting? Do you know what you're actually impacting? I just think it's sad, and it's. I would have never thought. I wouldn't, after seeing what happened. I would never have thought anyone would have tried to go back and mimic that. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be crazy, or you had to be on some strong something to just that be your thought process for that night. I don't know.
It's crazy.
If you guys are here, tap in, give us your opinion, what you think about it. We could be, just feeling some kind of way because of how we're feeling about everything that's going on. Like, are we looking too much into it? I mean, did we miss something? Even if you go back and watch the replay, share your thoughts. Like, what is it that myself and Dr. Real missed? Because I'm confused as hell right now. These people, I'm baffled at the stuff that people, they're willing to do. So
we got 10 more years for the purge. Is they already gave everybody almost ready to walk around with a gun with no license now. So, I mean,
right.
The next step is to do what? It's like, man, what's good?
Like what? What's next?
Like, it's crazy out here.
Right. Woo, we're gonna probably circle back around there because I got a feeling somebody gonna jump in a little late and they're gonna start talking about it. Mm-hmm. But until then, let's talk about the abortion crisis. Let's talk about it.
So someone leaked Supreme Court's his notes. I can't think of the name. I think is they do. Anyway, someone leaked it to the press. They're still deliberating the case, but basically saying his opinion that he wrote is they need to repeal the Roe, overturn the Roe versus Wade of 1978.
1978?
Yes. They're going to remove that. That's the goal. And this notes came from Samuel Alito. That was in the Supreme Court justice. Mind you, they own there for life, forever. There's no replacing them until they die or step away from it, which I think is ridiculous. But that's a whole nother topic. But what in his writing, he said it's time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representative, which for me is still a problem because how are we going to tell women what to do with their child or unborn child? Who are we to tell them that? Because to me, now you're getting involved in the separation of church and state. You bring in biblical stuff it won't be if it's an incest child or you know what I'm saying, anything, or just I know I'm not in a position to have a child right now. I don't even want to birth it. I just don't want to deal with it. But the Supreme Court is gonna make it to the point we're going back in the day where now y'all gonna have to be going back alley abortions again. That was one of the driving forces of it in the first place. Women were dying.
Well, I thought, okay, let me make sure because something changed just recently. I thought that so what about the other stuff about the certain heartbeat, like if you hear a heartbeat, or what about the things about if it's due to if you were raped? There was a lot of different stipulations that I remember being written out. Like, did that change?
Yes, in Texas, they don't care if it was of rape or anything like that. It doesn't make a difference anymore. That used to be the thought process, but not anymore. See, and even if the Supreme Court overruled this, it always lied in the hands of the state of how if they wanted to go to abortions or not. You just don't have the feds in it anymore. So it's terrible because now you have, as soon as this is done, watch Mississippi, Texas already doing it. Oklahoma, all these really southern, the Bible Belt, going to have probably some of the strictest abortion rules and laws there is. Guaranteed it's going to start here first. I'm telling you.
Wow. This is just getting crazier and crazier. Like it's almost like we're in a movie. You know, it's like we don't have, and at the end of the day, we're just gonna be robotic. We're gonna be just doing whatever it is that we're told to do. People gonna be showing up like RoboCop shooting if you chew gum too loud, or if they do something. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just bang bang. It's like a move. It's like it's crazy to me. Like I see stuff over and over and over, and I have to, I try to catch little clips. I try not to sit and watch the news like just every day, but now you get these different notifications. They pop up, you touch it, and you're like, I'm gonna read just a little bit. Then you want to read more about it. Then you see the same thing in about 5 or 10 more minutes, and it's like, what in the heck? The world is crazy. Then it's raining and snowing and hailing and all this stuff all at the same time. It's crazy. It's like we really got to get it together.
See, here's the further breakdown of things you need to understand about Supreme Court. I'm gonna go ahead and ingest it in this conversation. I'm gonna wrap it up really small so it'll fit in our time frame. But most of the people who are agreeing on this opinion to overturn Roe versus Wade are appointees of Republican presidents. You have the Kavanaugh dude and things three or four others. So it's important, not just voting for your representatives and senators is perfect because they're the ones that have to confirm them, as you've seen with the case before. But we got to get better with voting for the right people that caught our interests in mind. Because what they try to do is flood the court with people who believe in stuff like abortion should be illegal. You got them super conservatives up there in the Supreme Court. Like I said, that's a lifetime appointment. So now we're this thing forever.
But let me ask you this. What do you think about our options? Sometimes we sit back and look at decisions that we've made. Sometimes our options are thin. Like, do you feel that what do you feel about our options? How does that play a factor in it? Because at some given time, sometimes you just got to pick. It's to the point to where we don't have the right people that's even running.
I mean, then you got somebody that's running they might not be perfectly to your likes, but they have just enough likes that you can rock with them. You know what I'm saying? You just have to research these people. They put these people in our face, and we just like, okay, that's so and so, and keep it moving. We don't research these folks and really know nothing about them. We don't watch the confirmation hearings. When you see what they're about. I mean, the way that Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh acted in his confirmation hearing, and the way they were attacking our sister is crazy. That was on her head, like hard. And I'm like, wait a minute. You want to see her test results? What? You ain't asked your boy that. Why are you asking
Right.
her? Are you serious? And then another thing with the abortion part of it is you start hearing a lot about Planned Parenthood. Now, if you've been
Mm-hmm.
in the conspiracy world, well, I kind of chill out at sometimes because they have some interesting thoughts. They're saying that black women should be happy they're trying to repeal these things so they won't kill off our children. I was like, huh? That's kind of
I'm trying
disrespectful.
to
That's disrespectful
I'm
as
trying to
hell.
process that.
That's disrespectful as hell. Like, why would we feel great about that? Now, and then I'm looking at, okay, what he was alluding to, I'm saying, I think, is where do you find most Planned Parenthood at? They're not suburbia. Planned Parenthood is in most inner cities. That's where he placed them at intentionally. So what this brother was trying to say, which I'm thinking he's trying to say, is he's glad that we should be glad they're doing it because that
When you
way,
say we, you're saying us.
yes, and
Wow.
we should be proud of that or happy for this result. So that way we can't kill off no more of our children. And I'm like, you could have said that in a lot better way. I know what you're trying to get at, but that ain't the way to say that shit, bro.
But I don't think they picked the wrong people. They picked the wrong. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. I don't think they picked the right people when they tried to use that as an example. Not us. I mean, I'm
Yeah, I
trying to just
don't
get
know.
her.
I don't know the abortion rates of the different races because I didn't look. I'm just talking about this on off the top, but I can imagine it's not. It's probably like in the middle. I would think. I don't know, but
Yeah.
they were put there on purpose. And I'm gonna talk further on this topic next week. So I'm talking about we got the next is about eugenics because this ties
Mm-hmm.
to the woman who founded Planned Parenthood anyway, and she openly said that they want this to exterminate the black race. That's not her own mouth. That's nothing I made up. That's her quote of hers. And this is the woman
Wow.
that founded Planned Parenthood. And she was a big eugenics person. So I'm gonna talk about that in depth on our next show because that's something that we need to know about. There's mad
Yeah.
stuff we lose support, and some people probably gave donations to. You look at the founding of it, you're like, man, why in the world I donating to that? If you have,
Yeah.
so
Wow. Oh, it's deep. It's
it's
deep.
wild,
It's deep.
it's wild out here. But it's still pending. It's still pending. It's not
Mm-hmm.
yet. So they have to finish writing all their briefs. That's what it's called. All their briefs, and then
You
they get
know,
and have it a majority or minority opinion. So it's wild.
I really wish I would have noticed that comedian Jesse McDonald was on here earlier, and I wish I could have caught it. I didn't see that he was on here. I'm looking from a different angle. If you're still here, you definitely got to weigh in on that Dave Chappelle stuff because he does a lot of comedy. He's actually in the loop with a whole lot of those celebrity comedians, and he I think he's on tour right now doing some comedy. But if you're on here, if you go back and you come back in chime in on that topic about the whole Dave Chappelle, if you could. Yeah, we had comedian Jesse McDonald tuning in with us.
Yes,
But
my guy.
oh man, we got so much, so much, so much. So let's chime into this and we'll circle back around, of course, when with time and if time permits. One of the other things that happened over the last couple of days was I think her last name is Jumis. Did you see
I
that
did.
topic or
They
that? Did you see it? You did?
It's Lord
Yeah,
June.
Lauren Jumis. Now, while we're talking about all these guns, we're talking about just people losing their minds, we're talking about the world. That story really really troubled me. It bothered me because um her mom is catching it. And we don't know the full details of everything, but I'm pretty sure a lot more is going to come out. But it's kind of tough Dr. Real, we talk about, family, we talk to each other, we talk about when our friends, we give advice and everything, so think about it. If you have a person that you're close with, this man and that woman was together for like 5 years. This wasn't just like a guy she met on the streets. And from what I've read so far, this is not a guy that she's met on the streets and just bought him in and started, that we together for 3 weeks type thing. She was off working, and her daughter was just, I don't know, the phone call, the FaceTime, he's acting weird, he's acting strange, and then boom, you blow this girl brains out after 5 years
Yeah, I
of
was.
being her stepfather.
When I read about that, I was like, "You mean to tell me, 60-year-old man,
Yes,
in this girl's life, with her mom as a boyfriend for 5 years?
5 years.
You mean to tell me that the whole time he was? This is my take on it. I feel like he's been plotting on her for a minute. I really do, because why they found her pants down when they found her body, and when they came in the room, you was putting your pants up. So
Yeah, but
already
you had to know they were coming. So like you did, they said that he walked outside and was like, "Do what y'all got to do."
he didn't
You
care.
know,
He didn't care. He made a decision to do this. I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do it now. Like I just this is it bothers me because I always say you never really know anybody.
you don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like I love people, but I also know people going to show you what they want to show you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No matter how they might slip sometime and show you that part of the side of keeping the darkness, but for the most part, they're gonna pay their position, they're gonna pay their part. This is what I'm gonna show you. Might give 85%, but you're not gonna get the whole 100.
I mean, it's very sad because like you just made that day the day that you wanted to, because they on his ass. I don't care what
He
he
done.
think.
Done.
He gone.
He done.
But I'm saying, just thinking about the girl mom is out of town. You FaceTimed your mom, you're crying, you called your sister, you told your sister to come pick you up. Your sister's 19. Where the hell she staying at? Like, I don't really understand the whole dynamic of that. Like, was it just her there? And it was a school night, so yeah, she did have to go to school. So I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why she was possibly there too. And the sister may have her own little family. I don't know, but she didn't have anybody there. She was just there with him. And you're it's dark. You're standing over her room with a gun, and you start to scream. The mom says she heard her scream, and all of a sudden the phone hung up. Like, that will be torture for the
Yeah.
rest of my life.
And
Like, I wouldn't hear nothing but screams as I close my eyes.
last words from her would help me, and then all you hear is screaming. That's your lasting moment with your child. That's wow.
And then her real father was obviously in the picture. Now, I don't know if they had multiple siblings and maybe they were split up or something like that, but her biological father chimed in and was saying, how great of a child she was, how she just had joined the cheerleading team, how she was going to go off and be in the army or something like that. Like, I'm thinking, damn, like, it's just a lot of missing pieces, and it was so sad. That's those stories are the ones that you can't get them back. You get to talk about it, you get to warn other people, and it's not to down the mom. Like I'm saying, they was really letting her have it, but I hope it's not one of those situations where this girl has been telling her mom the entire time what's going on, and her mom's been ignoring her. Because one thing about it is that if this has been happening to her, she's got a diary somewhere. She got a diary. There's going to be some phone records. There's going to be something to tie back to why did this take place that night. But you're right. But see, they released that information later. When they first started talking about it, they were just saying how the sister, she pulled up, and when she got there, about 3 minutes of her being there, she heard 2 gunshots, and the police was already searching around the house. And he came out the house with his pants pulled down and saying, do what y'all got to do. But the last I read about it, he was not cooperating with them. He did not give any reasons of why he did what he did. But
he made a decision. That's why he came outside like it is what it is. Just do what you gotta do. He made his decision.
it's tough though. Like what? Like let's take everything out of the situation. You get a mom. I don't know what happened with her and the dad. The husband or whoever he was to their family. But you get with this single mom. She gets with this man. She's been with him for 5 years. Like, do you think that she's negligent for leaving her daughter? Like everybody kept saying she should not have left her daughter with him. She should not have. I mean, she was with him for 5 years.
And that's what I get ready to say. She was with this man 5 years. So what level of trust should you be at with your partner after half a decade with him?
That's what I'm saying. You
should be able to say, yo, I know you're good with my kid. Because you know what I'm saying, I know you're good with them because you would know what hurting them would do to me. You know this. You know what I mean? Now, if he was the one was, he was being a heckling and Mr. Hyde kind of person, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of person, he may have fooled her. But 5 years is a long time not to know somebody enough to trust with your child.
It's a long time. And I read some stuff where her family chimed in and they were asking them, like, what do y'all think about this guy? What are your thoughts? Like, have you ever met him? And all of them said the same thing. They were like, he seemed like, pretty cool, chill guy. Like, we've never seen him in any other different ways. So that's the shocking part. And I know that, and I wanted to talk about it because I know that, 90%, maybe not even 90, 85% women have experienced that. And when I say experience it, we don't have the longevity in this day and age anymore of people that have kids together staying together. And whoever becomes the custodial parent, if it's that mom, of course, or even if it's that dad, you're a partner with somebody that you do have to make sure you can trust. And when so much time goes by, you really feel like you could trust these people. Because vice versa, even this situation, I read an article where this happened in the same situation, but not the part where he killed the child, but the stepmom beat the baby to death on flip mode. So I'm saying, I say that to say, unfortunately, everybody don't stay together when they have a child together. But that person that has to wear that hat when something like this happens, it's a hard thing to swallow. It's very, 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 very tough. So I guess we'll have to keep following it to see what happened. I'm pretty sure they got some updates, but dang, he just that's 5 years.
I mean, that's just the thing that, like you said, the custodial parent, be it the mother or the father, even the one that don't, even the non-custodial parent. A lot of times we underestimate the meaning of outside relationships other than mom and dad for our children. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We don't really put the emphasis on that we should. You know what I'm saying? When I was dating women, I was like, I don't want to meet your kid. I just met you. And no disrespect to your child, but why are you in a rush you don't know we're going to make it till next Thursday. So why are you trying to, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to do that. And someone get offended like, well, pick rocks, cool, I will. Because you saved me from a headache. I already can tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want a million different women around my children. You know what I'm saying? That's not, if we just a damn tender flick, you ain't mean nothing.
Right.
You meet my crib. You ain't meeting nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to invest in that. We just need to make a better concerted effort to really think about who is this person going to be around my children and me. But I got something more to defend in my own life. I got kids here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's a lot of devils with a smiling face. There's a lot of devils with angelic faces. A lot of them. That's how to get you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We just got to be more aware and pay more attention.
And you do.
Because love can blind you from looking at flags that should be red, but they're looking green to you. You gotta be
You
careful.
know, and you got to sometimes just be, you know, call it what it is. You got to take that time out when getting out of those long-term relationships and things like that. You have to take a step back and really focus on you. Sometimes when people come out of a situation of a family, you know, that whole dynamic and they're used to that, they want to hop back into that really, really quick because that's what they're used to. You know, and it's not, you know, like we say, this is the no judgment zone. We're not pointing fingers or anything like that. You know, it just puts everybody in a tough situation because you're worried about your own personal emotions and your own well-beings, and you're not looking at the picture of how, you know, everybody could be impacted. And I know it's tough, but we have to step back sometime and just be like, okay, let's focus on, let me figure this thing out. I know we don't have this other person here, whether it was the dad or the mom, whomever, but if we are going to focus on us, we got to still get this right. We don't have to be in a rush and go and complete a full circle and make this a family because you just don't know what it's going to be. But a lot of people have that desire, you know, a lot of people do. And you know, I've heard a lot of friends and the people that I've spoken to before, you get a lot of people saying, why do I have to wait? You know, why, if I feel a connection or if I feel this, why do I have to do things the old school way and put a time limit on it? And when you're going to meet my child? Like, what about me? But you know, in those sometimes it's one of those things of, there you go again, you're making it about you, but you don't know what the long-term impact may be.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
it's tough. It's tough. I think all this stuff kind of really roll all up together, you know, that we're actually speaking about tonight, even with one of our other topics about the whole the does divorcing mean that chapter should be completely closed? And I think that kind of chimes into a little bit of like some of the things when you're trying to get into a relationship based on you going through a divorce. Are you doing it for you? Are you doing it for, you know, there's a lot of different things that go back and forth. But you saw that topic. We talked about it also in the hopeless romantic group yesterday. A lot of people was chiming in on it. But let's dive into it a little bit. You know, let's kind of play devil's advocate. Let's kind of put some stuff out there to try to understand the thought process, because even after some of the thoughts I shared, I thought about that a little bit deeper and I thought about other things as well. So what is your thoughts on, does divorcing mean the chapter should be completely closed?
Now, when I say this, it's gonna kind of come off a little bit like, he kind of contradicting himself. Here's what I'm about to say. My overall opinion on it and thing is once that chapter is closed, it's closed. However, if you guys say y'all just divorced, y'all had irreconcilable differences, which is one of the biggest ones that, you know what I'm saying, you just couldn't deal with each other's stuff no more. But as years passed, y'all became friends because it wasn't an ugly, nasty divorce. Mm-hmm. That's cool. But my problem with that, and I'm not being insecure when I say this, you're not about to be singing no Michael Jackson "Remember the Time" song to my wife. Talking about, do you remember, girl, when we first met? Girl, do you remember at the park on the beach? Nah, you ain't doing that with mine. So, you have to really be in a good headspace in that relationship to allow it to happen. But for me, that part of my life is over. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to be close to someone I had that kind of relationship with if we're not in a relationship anymore. Especially when you have kids, it didn't work out. Peace out. I'm cool. It's just like a breakup. Regularly, it's just a fact we got to get lawyers involved to break up.
Yeah.
And I've been there, done that, and that was my practice marriage. Just my real.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
I have no desire to speak to her. Like, we got nothing to talk about. Nothing. Because anything we talking about is going to be reminiscent. And we don't need to be reminiscent about nothing. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
You know, I was kind of shocked that everybody the majority of people that I read those comments from, they kind of agreed. You know, I was in another group when they were talking about it. Shout out to JoJo. He has a podcast too, and he talks about these kind of things. And you know, it was very intriguing when I seen people. I even shared my thought process over there, but it was funny because really, honestly, JoJo, he was on the other flip side of it, and he did not understand it. He was like, I just can't see, you know, being with somebody for a decade, and all of a sudden we're just supposed to stop caring. And you know, the point of it is, and I think everybody get those things twisted. The person that does not, and I'm not going to say the person that does not care. I'm going to say the person that actually cuts everything off completely always seems to be the one that everybody feels is bitter or angry, upset. And that is not the case. Like, it's just like prayer. You could pray for a person from a distance. You ain't got to be there with them. And that is truly how I feel about those situations. I'm not knocking anyone that doesn't, but typically in those situations, it's always one-sided. When you have a dynamic, and I'm not saying 100% because some people do get into both relationships and they still kick it and engage with each other. But I'm saying for the most part, when you see those type of things happening, one person is usually single and the other person isn't. And that person that's single is the one that becomes dependent upon the person that isn't. And if that person is in that relationship, is disrespectful to that person's spouse or whomever because they're not understanding. And kind of like what I chimed in and said in the group was, you know, it's not about not caring. It just means that I thought when you move on, you know, you could check on people, but my daughter is 17. Okay. Me and her dad was married for a decade. I don't have to call him and check on him. If I want to know how her dad is doing, she talked to him every day. I could just say, hey, you talk to your dad? And she say yes or no. And I'm like, okay, well, how you doing? I think that's fair. I don't think I have to hear from him to see how he's doing. And I don't think that I'm evil because I don't talk to him to see how he's doing. It doesn't mean I hate him or I want something bad to happen to him. But, you know, a lot of people just, they do things differently. And so in that group, Dr. Real, a lot of the women, they were kind of cutthroat with it. They was like, for what? What are we going to talk about? What is there to talk about? So he was kind of like, I don't know, life. See, that right there, like, why are we talking about life? We don't have one. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, because they're putting I guess they're not looking at it in the same frame you look at it as we date and break up. But it's essentially the same thing minus the lawyers. You just break it up. So think about the longer relationship you had before you got married. Maybe 8, 9 years you with the person y'all never got to the altar. Do y'all still talk? If y'all ain't got no ties? Probably. Exactly. And if I did get to the point where I was bitter and negative about it, I got to my journey now and I'm single, I'm good. That don't mean I'm mad at you anymore. I'm probably pissed off in the beginning, but I gradually got to where I'm good with me. So I'm not worried about you in that way. I don't want to see what happen to you. You know, so I can love you from a distance. You're a part of my book of my life. So I can't forget you. You know what I'm saying? You help me either get rid of some bad things about myself or you add it to it. Whatever the case may be. You either maybe grow or regress. Or sometimes both. You part of my life. I can't write you out of it. You part of it. But we ain't gotta be physically talking all the time or at all. We good.
I agree. I compare it to this, and this is what I said in the group, and one of the guys was like, it's not the same thing. I'm like, it really is. You have men, I see it happen all the time. You have men that grew up together from childhood, went to school together, went and joined sororities together. They did all these things together, but they do not talk to each other every day. It doesn't mean that they don't like each other. Now, if they run into each other, they may speak, but they don't make it a point to call in and check with each other. So I'm like, why can't that be the same thing? Like, it doesn't mean that nobody has hard feelings or they're upset. To me, it's the same thing. And the guy's like, no, it's not, because these people are in a relationship. I said, that's my point exactly. So let's just call it what it is. If you're going to sit here and go back and forth about because they were in a relationship is a relationship, no matter who you got it with. So if you're still caring and you feel that deep about it, then that's the point. That's why y'all may not should be communicating still, or you may should have just stayed together. Because if it's that deep, you still got some connections. Like, it's something. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I valued everybody's opinion, and I read everybody's comments, and I can say I could also understand when I thought about it deeper. If it's a woman that's coming out of a relationship and she was very dependent upon that man, and she didn't discover her independency, meaning she doesn't know how to really do certain things, and now she's in a situation where she's out here in the world by herself because they allowed that in their relationship. I can't, I don't do it. I've never did it, but I can understand their point if they had to go through that, because
Right.
they're thinking, I don't know how to do, he did everything, I don't know what to do. But it's just a situation where you got to cut those ties. You got to cut them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a past for a reason. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you got really talk about past stuff is reminiscing. That's it's gonna trigger something.
Yeah.
Girl, you remember when I did so happened? You know what I'm saying? And they'll take you back to the time where shit was good between y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you have some unresolved shit in your heart about that person, it's gonna start creeping into your thought process. It's just better to you're done, you're done. Our relationship ended on September 15th, 1995. That's when it ended. It's just like
Yep.
that. We were born here and we died here. It's a wrap.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be to move
I
on.
agree.
Time to go. He's out. Holla. And it's not being ugly. It's not
It's
being
not.
ain't being cold. It's just the truth.
It is. It's the truth. It really is. But I thought that was really, really neat how everybody was like, talk about what? You had maybe two people. I read probably 40 or 50 comments. You had probably about two people that were saying, yeah, that's because, they must got some hate in their heart. They must really, truly didn't love each other. How you just stop talking? I read maybe two people that swayed that way. But other than that, no, I mean, it's okay to not communicate. They have somebody else to check on them. Hopefully,
You know,
that's just that's what's supposed to happen.
it's something damn different than leaving a job.
Right.
You've been in a job for long, been on a job 8, 9, 10 years, and you leave. They ain't call me you good. They don't
No,
move on. You
that's
left.
it.
Thank you for the time you spent here. I'ma holler at you.
I'm a
That's
holler.
it. Done that. I don't keep it in 20, 30 years. When they break up with your ass, they break up with your ass. It's over. It's the same thing, you know what I'm saying, with people. Ain't no different.
Right. I'm with you. I
Uh,
agree. 1,000%. Oh wow. Do you have anything for us tonight when it comes to? Let me see. Did we cover everything? We was able to get through a lot of stuff. I didn't expect for us to get through it that fast. But you have any quotes or anything for us?
Mr. Brandon Biden, see, I'm not getting off your neck, bro. Just know this. Not getting off your neck. So why was you up in Congress begging for some more money to send to Ukraine?
He was.
But then told the media you ain't even talking about no $50,000 student forgiveness for people. So what you're really saying is you was never going to do it for everybody. You're going to do it for the defunct schools. I'm with that. I rock with you on that. That's a good decision. But the rest of this issue got going on is some bullshit, bro. You filed $850 million more, bro. Dang, you might as well go ahead and send us over there. Yeah. Wait, bro, I don't
he just
understand.
out here. He
Y'all
out
see,
here just claiming he needs money.
this would drive me crazy about our such beloved government. Y'all care so much about women's reproductive system, but when you have the child tax credit going on to help those that have those kids that they really couldn't afford, you want to build the shit. Make it make sense to me, but you worry about them having kids. So
Right.
you got, I keep saying it, you got McDonald's money never for us ever. We can't get a damn $3 meal. We can't get down for dollar meals, y'all. But somebody else calling, y'all got Ruth Chris money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
I don't get it.
all states with the gold flakes on it for them people. We over here, you want to give us a damn 3-cup of ramen. We drinking flavor aid, not Kool-Aid. But you give these people all the good stuff. I mean, we getting hand-me-downs, and they getting fresh LV and Gucci. What is going on? Talk to me. Boy, this is what I'm talking about. Kesha, people don't never remember you once they don't need you no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta let it. So you have done what successful people do. You gotta be a little bit ruthless. That's just the truth.
I know one thing.
And
He's gonna definitely have to make something happen. Something gonna have to pop over here on this end because all I keep seeing is inflation. Everything we gonna. I told you last time, a couple shows ago, they've been writing and talking about these different counter offers and things that they're going to try to present to us. I don't know if they're still game planning. I don't really know the status of what's going on, but all I know is we here in the summer. It's summer. It's almost summer, and we're gonna have to make something happen because what are we supposed to do?
He sucks.
What are we supposed to do?
Because he is pulling down there, and I know for people who know history, I'm not going to say he's doing it, but he's very Jimmy Carter-esque with the way he runs this country. That's what got Jimmy Carter out of there because of inflation. I remember sitting in line with my uncle with his silver Gran Torino with a damn gas ticket because we had to take turns getting gas because they had an embargo with the Middle East. That was during Carter's time as president. I remember that shit like yesterday. And now here we are, rent is out of control. Even if you want to buy a home, it's ridiculous what the asking prices are for homes now. Homes that look like little house on a period of time, like give me $350,000 for it. What? Huh?
Right.
Are you clear? You tripping?
Yes.
Then you got these gas prices that I don't hear no more about no damn Ukraine because these gas prices that is bullcrap. It make no sense. It was $377 right before Easter, and soon as Easter weekend got close, boom, $397. Should he do the other way? Shouldn't you make it less so more people can travel instead of making it more, trying to make money? Like you're punishing us, and I know this housing bubble about to bust again, like it did before.
Say it again.
That housing bubble is going to burst soon. It's not these interest rates cannot remain this way for long.
No.
I'm telling you, the Federal Reserve about to get in there by the ass here shortly, and we're going to start raising all these rates up. I'm telling you, we're in a collision course. I would say by next year we'll be in a damn recession. Watch. I
say the end of this year.
Watch.
I say the end of this year because this happened back in 2000 and I was in this happened probably around 2006. Was it 2006?
2008 when Obama got out of office.
It was in that ballpark around there.
Mm-hmm. That's when everything went crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man. Ooh, y'all.
Just Biden, bro. I didn't have much faith in your ass anyway. I'm just real. He didn't do shit.
Not a little bit. Just a little.
Nothing. No. You was always goofy around Obama. Obama just had you because he needed you to get over the edge. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Nobody really wanted you, but you here now, man. Like, dude, you ain't doing. Just do something for the people. We all the damn people. At the end of the day, whether you white, black, or green, or orange. At the end of the day, we are the people. Take care of all of us for once. Man, we flew to Georgia for you, bro. We made Georgia blue. But Georgia been blue for a long time. And they made it happen to get your ragged ass in office, bro. Do
you think Trump have a chance of coming back?
Yeah. There's people, there's signs going down 35 South right now that says Trump, for President Trump, Austin loves President Trump. Some of these people still think this man is president.
Right.
I mean, this man had people do an insurrection, try to overthrow their own damn country. That's people are not talking about the power that enough.
Yeah. And
just because everybody that rocked with him wasn't there, it's a hell of a lot more people that think like that just didn't go.
Yeah.
Those were business owners that you probably had spent money with in every respective places they from, realtors, doctors, lawyers, man. You even have military personnel involved in this. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If that's not close to a dictatorship mindset, I don't know what it is. So y'all fools can think everything was good with Trump. Why was that though? It wasn't because he was a great president. Let's stop saying that. Maybe you know what I'm saying, him being nice to Putin helped things out. You know what I'm saying? I know he that Hulk Hogan, I'm a real American ass dude, but man, come on, bro. You fraudulent. I'm saying, I don't want him back as president. But that Joker he's a supreme puppet master.
Yeah.
I mean, John Gotti with the silicone suit because he don't miss. They drop all these charges against him. These people in the insurrection getting peanut time. Like you was literally going to go kill some people, and you getting 2 years? What? Huh? That's treason. Y'all should be fucking dead. Like that's treason, isn't it?
It is.
Like, come on, bro. Like, man, y'all wild, man.
Let me ask you this. I know we got like 4 minutes left, but what are your thoughts on Elon Musk taking over Twitter?
I mean, from a business standpoint, it's brilliant for him.
I'm talking about for us. I'm talking about for everybody.
I don't really know how this dude is when it comes to free speech. Because Twitter's already cesspool anyway. So it's not like Twitter is all nice and clean at this moment anyway. You have to do a lot to get banned from Twitter. You got to do a lot.
I've been seeing a lot of different memes going around. Like he's taking over it. Like I've been seeing stuff where he's saying, now that I've taken this over, get back out and go back outside and enjoy your life. As if he's trying to implement that we are spending too much time on social media. So now that he is in charge and that he has this platform, that he's going to not allow us to really just be on it or something.
That would be like, him as a businessman, that would be dumb.
Unless he's trying to cater to a certain type of people.
He can use
different. Twitter is different from every other platform to me. It's politics.
He's used Twitter to push Tesla sales. He's used Twitter to push that Dogecoin that he loves so much.
I've been trying to. Hey, we got some people that I ran into some people that know a lot about this this whole stock thing, but that's the first thing I kind of thought about when he took it over. I've been watching Dogecoin trying to see, but hell, it's been steady going down. I'm like, maybe one day it's just gonna boost up or something. But to me, it's a reason behind this madness, and we're gonna see something that pop off. We're gonna be like, dang, there it is. That's what it was.
I think he may just not make anything off the books. Like he might make it a Wild West to where you can't get banned. He'll make maybe unsuspend Donald Trump's account.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Twitter is already a cesspool, like I said already. It ain't like it's Virgin Mary clean. So he's gonna clean it up, but he is gonna let it break loose. But you can't. Why? If you really love free speech, we all know free speech is not free because it comes with consequences. You just can't run your mouth and say free or hide behind free speech. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? You say something, you own it. You write something, you own it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's good or bad, but you own it nevertheless. So
I agree.
I'm on your head about it. You too, damn Kamala. Goddamn it, I'm on your ass too, Mr. Damn Controversy Pearls.
Oh, Kamala, she been ducking and dodging ever since those Chucks and Pearls. I tell you, I ain't seen my sister.
We did it, Joe.
We did it. I'm telling you, my sister been ducking and dodging, boy. I don't know.
Ain't seen.
I don't know. It's deep. Well, we shall see. We got about a minute left.
Of course, I got right quick. You don't mind?
Go right ahead.
The biggest fool is the one that can see betrayal and can hear the lie, but continue to convince themselves all is well. Stop ignoring the flags when they flying. Please, if you've seen something enough times and then tap the button, if your conscience is getting louder and telling you to move around, there's a reason that voice is telling you to move around. You know what I'm saying? People, once they start exposing themselves, that's them. You can't change that, sis or brother. That's them. They're revealing themselves to you more. Trust me, I'm telling you that. And lastly, no matter what life is giving you, God is way better at handling it than you are. So if you don't pray to God, I don't judge nobody, do you. But I lay my burdens at his feet. That's what I do. And lastly,
That's what we all should do.
y'all know that majority opinion what rules this world, right? I'm gonna leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know that, right? Majority
Mm-hmm.
opinion what rules this world. So
There
y'all be
you have it. Woo! We're gonna have some good stuff coming up, guys. So make sure you all stay tuned in. Um, you will be seeing myself and Dr. Real will be rotating some people in. It's gonna really, really be dropping some nuggets, and I'm kind of excited to see what's all in store. But just make sure you all stay tuned. Also, make sure that you're watching our other shows. You know, the Mamapreneur podcast, also buying and selling with Bree. A lot of great stuff going on there. So just make sure y'all keep rocking with us and also checking out myself and Dr. Real with the current events and all the things that we bring for you all. But that's our time, y'all. We ain't got to go home, but we definitely got to get the hell up out of here. So we'll see y'all next time. Peace.